Well, I would vote for Trump before I'd vote for Biden, just because I think with Biden, like he's gone. Like he's gone. It's you're going to be relying on his cabinet, and I knew his cabinet would be this fucking sideshow of diversity, and which is exactly what it is. You can't have those kind of people running a Ben and Jerry's. You certainly can't have those kind of people running the most powerful government the world's ever known. It's nuts. It's nuts.
It's happening, gang. There is a massive backlash against these ridiculous indictments. Americans are rallying around President Trump. He's crushing his opponents, most especially bumbling Biden himself. And we got the polls to prove it. You're going to love this. Harvard-Harris just released an extensive poll, really perhaps the single most extensive polling taken since Trump's arraignment. And the results are absolutely stunning. According to the poll, if the election were held today, Trump would crush Biden by 6 points. Now, this is their second poll in a row showing results like this. Back in May, about 4 weeks ago, Harvard-Harris found Trump beating Biden by 7 points. So you have two back-to-back polls with almost identical margins of victory, with the second one, and this is key, post-arraignment. In other words, the arraignment did absolutely nothing to weaken Trump. And again, if anything, only strengthen him, at least when it comes to winning the Republican nomination, which he's on course to do handily. Now, just to put the Harvard-Harris poll in context, the latest Marquette poll has Trump beating Biden by 5 points. That's Trump's biggest lead in Marquette's history of national polling. A 5-point national lead is insane for the Republican candidate, with national polls, of course, generally oversampling our coastal elite cosmopolitan centers. In fact, the Real Clear Politics polling aggregate, which averages out all of the polls out there, has Trump leading Biden 45-43. That's very dangerous territory for Biden. Remember, Biden led Trump by whopping margins in the Real Clear Politics aggregate back in 2020. And the result was that Trump came within 30,000 votes of beating him. Now, we got Trump beating Biden on the aggregate polling, which is obviously starting to make Democrats and their legacy media mouthpieces very nervous, not to mention Biden himself. But, gang, this Harvard-Harris poll, it just gets better and better for Trump. Look at some of these numbers. 55% of the population believes that the federal indictment is politically motivated. 55, that's nearly 6 in 10, think this is nothing more than a political hack job. 56% believe that this is deliberate interference in the 2024 election by Biden's Justice Department. 57% think Trump will be acquitted. And if not, 53%, a majority, want him pardoned. And that includes even 30% of Democrats. 30% of Democrats don't want any part in this. This federal indictment is literally blowing up in Biden's face, and it gets even better. Look at these numbers for the Republican nomination. Trump has just opened up his biggest lead ever over Ron DeSantis. He's beating DeSantis by an overwhelming 45 points, 59-14. Now that, gang, is the very definition of an insurmountable lead. All right, President Trump, of course, took a victory lap over these numbers. He took to Truth Social over the weekend and wrote, quote, "Big Harvard-Harris poll just out, Trump 59, DeSanctimonious 14. When will DeSanctis hit single digits? Will he continue to hold on to second place? Will his poor performance knock him out as a viable candidate in 2028? Has his campaign manager, Jeff Rowe, exhausted his war chest yet? Loyalty, something you don't see much of in politics, has turned out to be much more important than most people would have thought." So, what do you think President Trump was referring to there in that rather cryptic reference to DeSantis's broken loyalty? What loyalty is DeSantis betraying here? Well, we're going to find out. But first, gang, endless war, $31 trillion in debt, $4.7 trillion in new proposed taxes. This Biden fiasco just won't stop. Now they're hiring thousands of new gun-carrying IRS agents in all 50 states. I wonder what for. I mean, the truth is things could get a whole lot worse if you're not protected. And that's why I've partnered with the top-rated precious metals company, Goldco. Goldco has helped people like you and me place over $1 billion in gold and silver. You heard that right. They're absolutely amazing. Click on that link below. And for those with retirement accounts, The Patriots over at Goldco are offering up to $10,000 in free silver when opening up a qualified IRA account. And for cash buyers, you're going to love this. Check this out. You can get bonus silver just for making a purchase. So if you buy $15,000 worth of precious metals, you'll get $750 in bonus silver. If you buy $25,000, you'll get over $1,200 worth of bonus silver. But gang, that's only as long as supply lasts. So don't wait. Click on that link below. This is your opportunity to protect yourself from our out-of-control corrupt government by guarding your assets with what patriots have invested in for centuries, the timeless value of gold and silver. Click on that link below right now. There was a deal that was supposedly struck between Trump and DeSantis some months back. Word on the street was that a Trump-DeSantis dream ticket had already been agreed to. The deal was apparently done as of the spring of 2022. And it promised, of course, to be an unbeatable unity ticket. But then you had all these snake neocon Karl Rove-linked advisors getting into DeSantis' ears telling him, hey, this is your moment. Trump's going down as a result of a number of these indictments that we are pushing for. And now here's your chance. And so DeSantis apparently broke the agreement, the unity ticket, and decided to go ahead and challenge Trump for the nomination. It's all absolutely and totally insane. What the Republican donor class thinks they could possibly get out of all of this, I have no idea. They've convinced DeSantis and Christie and Nikki Haley that these indictments are going to somehow derail the Trump campaign, when in point of fact, as we've predicted all along, they're only making Trump stronger. And why? Why? Why could we predict that these indictments would do nothing to harm Trump but only help him? Why? Because the vast majority of the voting population believes that the system is rigged. We're living in a time when, in many respects, the people have never been more united in our disgust and disdain for the permanent political class as we are right now. The latest Gallup survey found that trust in our nation's fundamental institutions across the board, from the federal government to our judiciary system, our legacy news media, our law enforcement, is at an all-time low. We've never been more alienated from our permanent political class than we are right now. Some have even argued that the United States, right now as we speak, may indeed be the single most divided nation in the world. We, the people, are more anti-war than we've ever been, even at the height of the Vietnam era, and yet our permanent political class is obsessed with going to war. War with Russia, war with China, war with Iran. We've never been less racist than we are right now. Virtually every study out there shows that racism has plummeted in our nation, and yet our permanent political class has never been more obsessed with accusing us of racism. We, the people, are more united than we've ever been, and so are ruling elite are doing everything they possibly can to divide us. And now, the one man who's standing up to them, day and night, railing against our political elite, that one man they're now trying to silence and take out. So how do you think the people will respond to that? Well, we're seeing it in the polls. Voters are beginning to rally around President Trump like never before. And that rallying has Trump's political opponents in both parties quite literally quaking in their boots. Hey gang, if you want to connect with more courageous patriots and start taking action and organizing, be sure to join my Telegram group. I post the latest breaking news I find interesting and chat with my favorite patriots around the country and even the world. Click the link in the description below and join the conversation today.